Hello all! We finally made it to the end of Stuka Leader Week. Yes, this whole week has been spent unboxing and looking at the game Stuka Leader and all its various expansions. We're up to the final expansion number 7, Aces. You know, some games, when they come out, especially in the hobby world, they'll come out with the base game, and then it'll be a year or so before the next expansion, and then maybe another year or so for the next expansion. DVG gets it all done in one fell swoop. Right here, 7 expansions taking up this entire week. So this is Stuka Leader Week with the DVG, and I want to thank DVG for sending me all this content. It's been fun unbagging it. Now I need to play it and also need to figure out how to put it all back in the box. There is a lot here. So if you are one that got the everything, the all-in-one or everything kind of advanced version or Kickstarter of it, then this is all the goodies you are getting. If you're still on the fence or want to explore it, hopefully some of these videos have helped you figure out what's what and what you might be interested in. I'll do some game videos, so that might help out as well. But if you're wanting to find out a little bit about what is Stuka Leader, go back and check out my initial video and videos, which will, the initial unboxing of the core game will give you kind of an overview of what this game is about. Stuka Leader is a continuation of the Leader series from DVG that started with Dan Versen's of DVG namesake, his game, his Leader series, and then it has evolved over time. It's kind of evolved in a couple of paths. There's the path that is non-flight, which it carries some various different kind of games, like Spruance Leader, which is one of the latest Leader series. And then there's the Flight Leader series, which goes through Hornet and Phantom and Corsair, Zero, and now Stuka. And Zero and Stuka are taking the vantage point of kind of the opposition. We're used to taking on the role of the United States or the Allies in most of these games, but Zero Leader takes the perspective of the Japanese, and Stuka Leader takes the perspective of the Germans. And Stuka Leader is basically a flight control game. You're controlling basically the flight command for a campaign. So you're managing pilots, you're managing the resources, you're arming the planes, you're selecting targets, and rinse and repeating over an entire campaign. So that is all what Stuka Leader is about. So what is expansion number 7 about? Well, that I think we're going to figure out from the name is Aces. So when you get cards in this, or when you get your planes, they're tied to a pilot. So you get a pilot and a plane together. And then that pilot can advance over time. Normally, the pilot starts out as a newbie, and then they'll advance up. There's 6 levels, and the last one is legendary. Well, with Aces, you're going to get probably going to get legendary right out of the box, or out of the bag, so to speak. So let's get in this bag and see what we have here. 7 expansions. My goodness. All right, get that out there. And as you can see, the counters come out really easily. As you can see, just don't even have it out of the bag, and there's already counters off the counter sheet. So DVG counters are relatively thick, good thickness, good clarity, good color. You really don't need to clip them, but you can see right here, they're relatively kind of pre-rounded. There's no nib, so that's the only reason I really would clip anything is for nibs, and you don't get that with their counters. So there we have that. Got some, here's a stress here. Interesting. So there are the counters. You get a counter sheet here, which are, the blues are Europlanes, so German planes. So those are, there's not a lot of detail or a lot of information on it, because they're mainly there just to keep track of where you're at on the board as you're approaching the target or leaving the target. the bandits or the enemies are the ones that have a lot of information, because that shows you what die rolls you need to roll, or what they need to roll to do damage to you. So let's look at the cards here. Let's see what we have in this deck here. And so it looks like we have Stuka Leader, the Aces expansion. So these cards have a special... Wow, these are all the Aces expansions. So what do we have here? These are probably all Aces. So these are all different. So they're all at the legendary level. The legendary level is the 6th level that you can get to. You start off as a newbie and you keep advancing or promoting up till you get to the legendary level. These are Aces. So these are going to be right out of the chute. They're all legendary. So the way they handle stress is a little bit different. This can take up to 8 stress points here. 9 to 16 is shaken, so they can take on a lot more stress before their air to air or air to ground abilities are affected. But even here, even at shaken, he still's got a +1. So that's pretty cool. This one's got a little bracketed. That's interesting how that might have to read up what that's about. Oh, and there are rules in the original Stuka. There was a whole section on aces. So I imagine some of the stuff that's in here about cards, like that bracket, might be explained in those rules that are in the base, that come with the base game. So I'm not as familiar with some of these people, but you might be. So these might be based on true and real life aces or pilots. So there's a picture of them there, as you can see here. So so if you want to get to the historical side of this, or add some more context and history to the game, which is why I play these games, then you have these aces here to come in here. These special pilots, historical pilots. So that's really what you're getting here. I don't know if there's different stress or something with some of these administrative counters. I have to read up on that. But most of these deals with these, or adding these new planes with the pilot. So you got the name of it on there, so you know exactly who you're dealing with here. So these are all the aces, and they did this with Zero Leader, and I believe they did it with Corsair. I don't have Corsair Leader, but Zero Leader did this as well. They had an aces supplement, so you have these specific pilots that you might want to play. So it might be a way, if you don't want to take the time to advance a pilot and keep advancing them and risking them, you just want to start off with a legendary pilot. You've got a whole stack of them now that you can do that with. So there you have it. That is the expansion number 7. We finally reached the end. For all the expansions for a Stuka Leader. I'll put this here. Anyway, thank you for spending time with me. If this was your first one, thanks. Check out my earlier videos. I'll put a list of them in the description, especially the Stuka Leader unboxing. If you've been following me all along, thank you so much. Thanks for taking time away from other things you're doing. I know your time is very, very, very valuable. And I really appreciate you spending any time with me on that. And that's what I have for you today. Take care. Be well. Bye. Thanks for watching.